Hey everybody, Crypto Mentor 99. How you doing? John Moore, my new crypto buddy, you may know him on Twitter, is at Johnny Litecoin. He's a vice president, or I'm sorry, the vice president at Nationwide Merchant Solutions. And we're doing a series of videos getting the word out about credit card companies and cryptos and Litecoin. And John, thanks again for taking the time to do this video.
Yeah, thanks again for having me on. This is
So
great.
if this is the first video that you're watching, I'm going to put part one in the link below. I guess technically this is the second video or part two. So most of the videos, we're going to keep it under 5 to 7 minutes. Like John said, just kind of bite-sized pieces here. So John, here we go. Question number 2. What are the chargebacks and disputes in the regular payment system? But before you answer that, you've got to tell me what the regular payment system is.
Sure, so by regular payment system, I mean when you go out every day to spend money and you use a credit card.
Okay.
That's regular payment system. When that money from the credit card goes in and goes through the system and gets processed and sent to the merchant's bank. So you know, any manner that you would use your credit card, a gas station, at McDonald's, online shopping. Credit cards are the most popular means of exchange. And when I say credit cards, I mean debit cards also. They fall under the same, credit and debit cards are falling under the same category.
Okay, so now that people know that, including myself, I'll ask the question again in case somebody forgot it. So what are the chargebacks and disputes in the regular payment system?
Sure. So a lot of people don't realize when a credit card is processed, the merchant, meaning that business that accepted the card, can lose the money for 6 months or more after that sale occurred. So think about that. You own a business, you take credit cards every day, money hits your bank account every day, and 4 months down the line, you could lose potentially thousands of dollars from a transaction months and months before. A lot of times this is people that sold items over the phone or through e-commerce shopping or even a retail store. The items are gone, so there's really little to no recourse for these businesses. It's not, again, everything is kind of designed to set up the consumer in America, which is great. It's great to protect the consumer, but obviously with all this consumer protection, a lot of advantage can be taken of the current system. So again, a lot of people have had fraud on their credit card. So oftentimes when people say, oh no, John, what's your problem with credit card companies or using credit cards? My credit card's great. I had fraud on the card a few months ago and my bank was great. They gave me all the money back. They sent me out a new card. When they're doing that, somebody's losing in that situation. And the loser is when you look on your bill and say, hey, that wasn't me. I didn't go to Costco on that day. I didn't go to, I didn't go to this supermarket. I didn't go to Macy's and buy clothes. I didn't buy this from iTunes. So those businesses are losing out. So there's really, in like the credit card world, there's two different, things people have to worry about. It's the fees up front, which obviously that's what everybody thinks that's the only cost. But these chargebacks and disputes are a real cost for businesses because they have to factor that in to their pricing when they price goods to the public. And in certain business types, they are a lot more prone to getting these fraudulent transactions than in others.
All right, good stuff. So let's back up a little bit. So
Sure.
If I'm a restaurant, okay, if I own a restaurant, which I don't, but in real life, if I owned a restaurant, are you telling me that I could get up to, what did you say, 6 months? And if there's like a chargeback, it could be 5.5 months ago that someone came in my restaurant. Is that like a law, 6 months, or is that just?
There's the the laws in the credit card world are what Visa MasterCard says are the rules. It could be different than
Okay.
laws of the U.S. government. I mean, their interpretation, the government's interpretation, and I could even give you some examples of that. But what drives me nuts is when I started doing this, we always told people, save your receipts for 6 months, right? That was kind of the golden rule in this business. And that was a long time if you're a restaurant doing a lot of transactions. So you could have like a closet full of paper receipts. I've been seeing in the last year or so these chargebacks and disputes going out for 1 year after the sale occurred, one full year. And the reason I'm seeing that, it seems like it's stemming from very wealthy cardholders. So it seems like the credit card companies are really stacking the deck for the super wealthy, the people that have the Amex Black Card. In other words, they don't like what they bought, or they're saying they could say anything at any time, and they brag about it. Hey, you have zero, you have nothing to worry about. You don't like a charge, tell us, you get the money back. So a lot of people take advantage of that. So it's not a good. It's really an honor system is the point that I got to get out. This is really important for me to tell. Credit cards are an honor system, so just think about it. In life, honor systems are great among your friends, but amongst anonymous people online, criminals take advantage of an honor system.
Okay. So, and the reason that we're doing this video series, on the flip side of that, if I'm a merchant, and obviously I've got to build in, my own margins of chargebacks and disputes, not the same with cryptocurrencies, correct?
Correct. So if you take a Bitcoin or Litecoin payment, you're guaranteed to get the money. And, you're guaranteed to get the money in a fast manner also. So you can sell with confidence. So now, say you don't want to ship jewelry across the country because you say, hey, I don't know, it's gold. Somebody could be trying to beat me for this. It's a precious metal. They say, hey, I'm going to pay you in Litecoin or Bitcoin. Knock yourself out. Be aggressive to make that sale. I mean, the money is secure and final. So it's, again, this is your cash for the internet. That's how it was created. It was designed to be an internet form of cash.
And then we said a little bit during the pre-interview, and it's obvious, but we'll just make it more obvious, connect some dots for some people. So if I'm a merchant, now I've got Litecoin. I could either, if I'm not afraid, but I'll use that word, if I'm a little skittish on Litecoin, I could change that over to fiat, or as you and I would probably say, you could keep your Litecoin because over time that's going to go up. But for someone that's new in the space, okay, I got $1,000 today. I'm going to change that to fiat because I have no idea. I mean, that's another important point, right? The conversion into fiat.
So my really quick touch on this. My customers fall into two categories. They're either people that are kind of into cryptos and they want to process cryptos. And then for them, they get the crypto and they do with it what they want with it. They either convert it to dollar, turn around and spend it with another vendor, or they hodl. For people that I set up that don't know anything about cryptos, I generally just train them to convert right away into US dollar because I'm not really selling them on investing in this. I'm just saying, hey, this is a better way to transact from A to B. And right now, obviously, they're going to be able to use dollars a little more easily in the general public. So that's just, but some people that we set up, they kind of hear about it. They like the story and they say, you know what? I want to keep what I got. I don't want to convert it and spend it. And then we're like, okay, cool, because they came to that decision on their own. So that's how we look at it.
Awesome. All right. So once again, John Moore answering the question, what are the chargebacks and disputes in the regular payment system? I'm going to have all of John's information below. If you're a merchant and if you're tired of the chargebacks, whether it's a day later, 6 months later, or a year later, might I suggest contacting John Moore at Nationwide Merchant Solutions? John, good to see you again. We'll be back in touch.
Thanks again. Take
All right,
care.
bye-bye.